So I am Amy Mathewson.
And I'm Ashley Johnson.
And we are here with Girl Talk.
We want to kind of make a difference in people's lives and make you be the best person you can be and kind of encourage that in your life.
We're just talking about Girl Talk, just our daily life and what we have found works for us.
Yes.
Hey girlfriends, welcome to Girl Talk. We are so excited that you are here this Friday to tune in as we talk about forgiveness, which I think is a very hard topic to talk about. So I'm excited to kind of dig into this. And it's just a thought, like are you or am I a grudge holder, or are we one that forgives? And sometimes it's so hard because we could be the one that's begging and begging for forgiveness. But you can't do the forgiving. It's up to that person to actually forgive you. So I'm excited to dive into this. So grab your favorite drink, listen in, and let's get started.
Yeah. Forgiveness is a kind of a hard thing for me too. I need my time. I need my space. Like, I can't be like, hey, it's okay, and then be good in like 10 minutes. I have to have my time to think about it, to process it, and then I can forgive that person. But also, you only can forgive if they apologize too. So it goes both ways. And everybody's different, I feel like, with forgiving. Like, everybody has their own way of doing it, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong. There's no wrong way of doing it.
I hold a grudge to a fault.
Yeah.
That's me. It's like I will never forget what you did, and that's not good.
Yeah.
And let's just talk mentally, physically, like that anger that sits inside of you when you don't forgive.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing.
I had a huge experience with forgiving probably 2-3 years ago. And it was a big thing. Somebody hurt me very badly, and I was like, I'm never going to be able to forgive this person. I was very mad. I was bitter. I was angry at certain people all the time for it. I never, it was a relationship thing. Mm-hmm. So, like, every man, I was like, well, you're a bad person, you're a bad guy, or,
sure.
These people are always going to be bad people just because I never forgave that certain person for it. And I grew bitter. I was angry. I just completely lost who I was. And I'm like, you know what? I actually did a devotion on forgiveness. It's on the Bible app. And
that YouVersion app?
Yes. Okay. Yes. And after that, I was like, you know what, I need to forgive this person. And I was like, you know what, God, I'm going to forgive this person. And literally after that, I felt so much better. Weight lifted off my shoulder. Yeah. I felt great. And then later on, that person came up to me and asked for forgiveness. And I was like, hey, I already forgave you. It's okay. But imagine if I carried that burden for another year and a half. I couldn't even imagine, because I already felt terrible then. But like I said, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And sometimes, you have to constantly forgive. Mm-hmm. Even though you're like, I totally forgive them. Well, then 2 seconds later, they could just bring it up in your mind again, and you're like, no, and you have all that bitterness and grudge that's brought up. Right. And you're like, no, I forgave them. I forgive them. So it's like continually forgiving them.
And I think life's too short to be bitter and to be angry.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why I think we should forgive quicker than, you don't have to forgive, like I said, the same days, whatever, but, don't carry it around with you for so long. I said we just need to let go and move forward, pretty much.
Yeah.
But that's hard. Again, that's a hard thing to do. It is
hard, and I do think you have to draw a line, which I do in the Bible, Peter goes to God and asks, how many times should I forgive someone? And that's what the Lord says, 70 times 7. Peter's like, should I forgive 7 times? And he's like, no, I think it's 70 times 7. And it's just someone can offend you, so many times. And the Bible still says, no, you're supposed to forgive them. You're supposed to forgive them and not hold on to it. But it's hard.
And I think also God will handle those who have wronged us, who have hurt us. So all we need to do is just meet him halfway.
Yeah.
Just meet him halfway, forgive them, let him do the rest of the work. But that's another thing. It's another hard thing to trust that process as well. So
talking about the ultimate forgiveness, that's we disappoint God every single day, and yet He still sacrificed His life for us. So if we look at that huge picture of forgiveness, I think we could forgive. But just before we started this podcast, Ashley and I were talking, and I had something pop into my mind, and I thought, I don't think I've ever forgiven that person. And so it's something that I need to work on. And I will say one story here. when my dad passed away, I didn't realize I was like holding on to this bitterness and this anger. And I knew like anyone talked about my dad, I would cry or tear up, and I thought, oh, it's just because you love or you miss your dad. And then we were really like working as a family through some stuff, and it just was, God brought it to my mind that I was bitter towards God for taking my dad so unexpected. And I did. I took some time and I just went away and I said, I have to forgive you for that. Like, you had every right to take him, and I had to like have forgiveness. Like, okay, Lord, like I forgive you. And
Right.
it's not like I need to forgive God for anything, but
Right.
you know, it is hard, like forgiveness, but it's the same thing, the weight lifted off my shoulder, that anger, that bitterness was gone, and you don't feel like you're shackled anymore. It's a relief, a breath of fresh air. It feels so good.
And you don't realize how burdened you are until that is like, you don't, I mean, yeah, it was bad, but that's when I realized after the fact that I was like, I need to do it, and then I'm like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yes.
That's all lifted up. And I feel like we would want others to forgive us too as well.
Right.
So everyone makes mistakes, including ourselves. So that's another thing. It obviously stings more when we get hurt. But
we do the same thing.
Right.
There's times I'll go to someone, please forgive me. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I'm so sorry. Please. And you're like, please, begging for that forgiveness. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. And it's hard because I also take things personal. So I think people are
on purpose.
Yes.
Or,
and I'm like, I have to stop.
Yeah.
So,
I have that problem too.
Yeah. I have to tell myself, stop.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything wrong. But I also, I have written down here, I'm like, forgiveness is an act of kindness. So I have a verse that says, Ephesians 4:32, be kind one to another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another as God in Christ forgave you. So, which we talked about, the ultimate forgiveness.
Yeah, definitely. So,
yeah.
That's our lesson that we taught ourselves on forgiveness.
I know.
I have some areas I need to work on. But hopefully that helps you. Just be encouraged that forgiveness is, we're agreeing with you, it's not easy. It's hard, and it's horrible, and it's painful. Whether you're the one that was hurt or you're the one that's doing the forgiving. But it is important to release that anger. So thank you so much for tuning in to our Girl Talk this week. We'll catch you next week, guys. So I am Amy Mathewson.
And I'm Ashley Johnson.
And we are here with Girl Talk.
We want to kind of make a difference in people's lives and make you be the best person you can be and kind of encourage that in your life.
We're just talking about Girl Talk, just our daily life and what we have found works for us.
Yes.